Hello and welcome back to Ka Intuitive. I am actually going to do something a little different today. I am going to be filming for YouTube while also having my mic on the corner here for my podcast. So I would say that hello to my Ka Intuitive channel on YouTube. Hi. And also hello to my Ka Intuitive channel on podcast / Spotify. But you guys are my For the Poor crew. So what's up, For the Poor? All right, you guys, I'm going to do something a little different today. Usually I just shuffle, live poll. That's like what I love doing most because it's just, there's something very flow energetically about that. But today, since it's the last weekend of the month, since it's the last weekend of the month, last, couple days of the month, I want to share with you something that I do for myself every month ending for like maybe 2 years now. I've been doing this. I do what I call a wrap party. And that's when I go through my month that I just had. I kind of reflect on the energy, reflect on what came up. I look at my journal entries. And I just kind of take stock of what I learned, what I accomplished, what I would like to see myself accomplish in the next month, and just kind of get an overall vibe for what to expect. What kind of energy do I want to anchor myself into? So for the month of January, for example, I pulled the flow card. That is my card of the month. That is, I wrote down, on my little whiteboard, I have like the note for flow, like what the meaning is of that card. Just to kind of realign myself every time that I kind of lose my way, right? Because I think that we all go through times where we kind of like lose what we just did, right? Like we might spend a whole weekend in spirit, grounding, eating right, journaling and doing all the things and praying and meditating and doing all the things that we do that we know is going to make us feel better and we know is going to help center us, right? And then by like the following Thursday, we're back at the same spot. We've almost, it feels like that, right? Like we're right back to square one, feeling like crap, feeling like, man, why? Like, what do I do this for? And like, I'll share with you guys too. Like I was at my altar space today and also, a couple days ago on, Wednesday, I want to say Tuesday, maybe. And, I was like, I've definitely been here before, but it was different, right? Like there's a huge energy right now of kind of we're on the next layer. We're at not the next page, so to speak, but the next layer of a situation, right? So we're getting deeper, deeper, deeper into the meat, into the bone, really, of whatever it is that we're going through, whatever it is that we're trying to release from our lives or, just kind of shine a spotlight to, whatever we're trying to heal, whatever we're trying to, take stock of, right? And for this Leo full moon coming up on the 1st of February, which will be this Sunday, at the time of filming this, it is Friday. I'm late for my podcasters, but, it's Friday, January 30th. So, but it's all about getting down to the layer with this Leo full moon. That's what I'm really feeling energetically for myself. And I'm wondering if that's like the collective overall, just kind of like integration, right? Integration of what we've learned, I keep saying taking stock, but that's kind of what it is, right? We're taking inventory, soul inventory on where we're at and figuring out like what we want to actually harvest, what we can utilize going into the next steps, into the next phase. And that's just kind of where I'm at personally. So I'm wondering where you guys are at. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started doing this wrap party. Obviously, we don't have a whole lot of time to sit and go through your journal, right? So you can take that time, go through your journal and then revisit this podcast and revisit this, YouTube channel, whatever you want to do. Revisit your journal, right? Look at your journal, look at your agenda, see what goals you had for yourself going into the month of January, see what you maybe wrote down, this entire month of January, right? If you took any time in spirit during like the full moon in Cancer, or even maybe the new moon that we just had in, Capricorn on the 18th of January, right? Like any sort of rituals, any sort of magic that you were working throughout the month of January, right? Any intentions that you set for the month of January, any new, people like, especially for January, there's a lot of people that do resolutions, right? For the month of January. So like revisiting those things, right? And kind of like recommitting yourself to certain things and others, checking it off the list. Like, hell yeah, I did that, right? Having that celebration moment. That's why I call it wrap party, right? Because it's meant to be a state of celebration for the things that you did achieve for yourself. Even if it was, I definitely made sure that I got 8 hours of sleep every night. right? It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be related to anybody else other than your own well-being. And that's enough. Maybe you got up on time every day, right? When you needed to, or maybe you made lunch every day for yourself and for your, like, you know, your child, or maybe you were able to keep up on your dusting routine because you really wanted to get better at dusting, right? Like, I mean, it can be anything. It doesn't have to be a big, huge, like, I signed up for college, which that's awesome if you did. And I'm excited for you. I start school next week again. I'm getting right back into it, back into the swing of things. And so that's going to take some adjustments with like how I show up here. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting back to some sense of, stability, right? Some rootedness, right? You know, maybe a goal that you have going into next month is that you want to kind of utilize joy as resistance instead of the like doom scrolling and being like, God, what else can I do? Like, how can I help? Like what, you know, maybe it's like, I want to do more volunteer work, or I want to be more visible in my like writing, or I want to be more visible, you know, on the platforms that I utilize, or I want to be like, you know, going to more protests, or I want to be like doing mutual aid, like whatever it might be. And it can be related to the outside world or your inside world. It's both, you know, whatever. Feel free to kind of get clear on that. Kind of, if you don't have anything to return to for the month of January, then start now. You know, we can look at how your January went and what you would like to change, what you'd like to see come forward for February. And then we'll, you know, we can do this every weekend, every end of the month. We can walk through a wrap party moment, right? I would love to do that personally. I love sharing those things. It's helped me kind of, as an ADD girl, and all that. Like, it's really helped me kind of hone in my energy and kind of, just be a little bit more precise in like where I'm going. Okay. So I want to share that medicine with you guys because I think that we all need some form of anchoring, right? So anyway, let's get into it. So I picked the Realest Oracle that we're going to be using. We're going to be using the Realest Oracle, the Herbal Astrology Pocket Oracle, and then maybe some other cards if we're feeling it. I do have like the Herbal Tarot here. And then on the way side of me, I have my Luminaries card deck too. I also have an iced coffee that I got from a Mexican owned establishment. I know that today is the strike. However, I knew that they were going to still be there because they can't afford to strike. So I went and supported them by buying some tacos and a little iced coffee. So I'm going to be having that moment because I'm about that. La raza. All right, y'all. So I'm just going to take y'all through. This is what I do. This is my process. So barring that you've looked at everything, right, for yourself, you've looked at your journal, you've looked at your agenda, your planner, you've looked at your how you celebrate the new moon or the full moon, or how you did the new year, or, you know, that irritating ass thing that happened last week, like whatever it is, right, that you had to like maneuver through, or like upcoming events, you know, or dentist appointments, doctor's appointments, anything like that at all. Okay. Let's assume that you've gone through this. You've already organized yourself in that way, that very practical way. And now we're going to get into the spiritual space. But using these very practical cards, that's why I love this deck in particular, the Realest Oracle, because it's very, very, very practical. And I don't know about you guys, as like a very air sign, like dominant, though I have a lot of earth traits too. I'm very air sign dominant. So I need a lot of grounding and a lot of things that kind of pull me back into this earth and pull me back into like practical small baby steps, because I'm very forward, lots of fast, lots of movement. So I really need those things to like kind of like reel me in, right? And this deck does it for me. So again, the Realest Oracle, who's it by? It doesn't say like right off the top. So I'll post everything in below show notes and also for YouTube. All right, you guys. So for the month of January, Spirit, I just want to say, first and foremost, thank you for guiding us through January. It's been really rough for everybody, for other reasons, right? Some similar reasons and others very different. And even though we have our differences and we have the things that we're struggling with on our own, I just hope that we can gather here in unity and in a desire to elevate the energies that are around us and in us, and, you know, that we can take stock of what we control and leave the rest, right? And taking responsibility over our lives, because that's really what's going to help us in the long run is accountability, responsibility, and community. So I just want to say a special thank you for those who are listening to me far and wide. and also for my own spirit team guiding me and, reminding me to be brave and step out and stand out even when I don't want to. And so with that, let's go ahead and get into the month of February. What are we looking at, Spirit, as a collective energy for the month of February 2026? Okay. So we got two. Usually I only do one, but for the sake of it being a collective reading, I'm going to assume that the energy is bigger. So we have follow the spark and create. I love that, you guys. You know what is also not lost on me? So I had shared a little bit that my personal card for the month was flow. And I have to say that this is a really good continuation of that with this here, I'm pointing, but let me tell podcast peeps. The follow the spark has a comment and it has a tail on that comment. And then on the create card, there's this other swirl that's giving flow state to me. And the swirl is a blue streak and it looks kind of like a river. And those things are just kind of, that's something that I kind of take in for myself even, that I want to also, I'm sure that flow resonates with others as well. So for those that resonates with, I do feel like this is a continuation of the same energy that you had in January. But utilizing it as joy, as resistance, as creativity rather than destruction, as, really getting into what your north node is in your chart. If you want to look at where your north node is, if you don't know how to do your chart, you just find, I think it's astro.com. You can go on there and type in your date of birth, your name, your date of birth, the time of your birth. It needs to be exact if you can, right? Because that's the best way. And then your location, where you were born. And that'll pull up your chart for you. And you're going to be looking for the north node, which is a little symbol that almost looks like a septum piercing. That's the best way that I can describe it. It looks like a septum piercing to me. I think that's the symbol. If I'm mistaken, my bad, but I'm pretty sure that it looks like a septum piercing. So anyway, that's just energetically what I'm getting off of these cards is perhaps you have a little bit of fear or hesitancy to play safe, right? That's kind of what that follow the spark means. Maybe you're the person standing, there and watching things kind of happen in front of you, wanting to move, wanting to go, but being hesitant or afraid to do so. This is your confirmation that it is good and right for you to follow that voice that's within you for the month of February, right? Whatever that might look like, and understand that it might not necessarily, this isn't giving boom, you're going to see it and you're going to see all the fruits of your labor in February, right? No, it's still very, very early. It feels in my spirit that I need to tell you that it's too early, right? It's too soon to tell, right? If this is for a monetary design or idea that you have, right? But right now it's really about just doing it, right? Just getting out there and getting the names, meeting the people, creating the space, making the art, whatever that might be, doing the drawing, the writing, the reading. Okay, this is really specific. Going into the library and reading to children. I don't know what that's about, but if you have been wanting to do that, now is the time. My ears just popped a ton when I said that. So yeah, there might be somebody that's very specific, that you really want to be heard. Okay. That's also coming through too. You really want to be heard. You want to share your voice, but you might be kind of afraid of sharing your voice because for one reason or another. Okay. Spirit's I'm getting you're afraid of sharing your voice because you're afraid of what not just anybody will think, but what your family will think, the people that follow you, the people that are closer in your life. You're afraid to be seen by those that love you or that care for you because you don't think that they'll understand. And the thing is you're probably right. You're probably right. Just do it anyway, because you deserve to be happy as well. You deserve to be, it's joy, joy is resistance, right? That's the theme of the month, right? Joy as resistance. Okay. And you're not going to feel any more joyous by keeping yourself quiet, right? So, let's get the literal reading on these, with the actual guidebook. I'm going to go ahead and read that for you guys. So the first one is Follow the Spark, which is 30, which today is the 30th. So assume that this reading itself is the spark. Okay, follow the spark, the fire. It's just it's fire signs. Okay, fire element here, which is great because this would be really good for the full moon in Leo, which is Leo is a fire sign. So you can really tap in on the time of the full moon, which is Sunday. Like I said, you can go ahead and tap into whatever it is, like your heart's cry, your heart center, right? Leo actually rules the heart as well, rules the sun. So really taking the time to get into your truth, whatever that may look like, right? Now is not the time to be quiet. Now is not the time to play it safe. That much is clear. Okay. So let's go ahead and read this. A great idea, fruitful passion, inspiration. This card calls on you to take action toward your passion. You are experiencing an intense calling to test out an idea that could very well lead to your life's greatest work. Follow the potential and trust your gut. Okay, let's go ahead and get create. And that's 41, I believe, which is water. Make art, build something, throw a new recipe together, make beautiful shit, make really terrible shit. Just make something. This card suggests getting back into the motion of creating and tapping into creative source. Don't fret over monetizing your creativity, which I said, right? Posting on social media or the opinions of others. Find what you like to create. Find what you like to create again by doing it. This is just a season of doing it. This is a season, the month of February is really calling you into just like saying, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit to the people that have something to say? Who gives a shit that has an opinion, that are like, I can't believe you're... Okay, look, let me get into this really quick, okay? I think the biggest thing, and it needs to be said, Spirit's guiding me to say this, and it's not very popular, but I'm going to say it anyway because fuck it. It feels really awkward to go about and live a life when so many are suffering. And if you're an empath, I always say that. If you're an empath like myself or an intuitive, or you're just like very spiritually sensitive, it can feel like actual betrayal of humanity to go out here and create, right? But again, I come back to joy as resistance. Again, I come back to we all have a job to do. Okay. We all have a job to do, and we all have a way that we tap in, right? In the way that we elevate the collective, right? We elevate and shift the energy, right? We can't all, and I know I've seen this along in social media, and it's true. We can't all be protesters. We can't all be journalists. We can't all be, like on the front lines. We can't all do it, right? It takes certain archetypes of people to show up in these spaces. So what is your archetype, and how can you serve through what it is that you're creating? You can absolutely we need artists. We need people that are capturing the moment and bringing them to life and making them real, right? Making them like reach further and extend further than just the trauma, right? So don't think for a moment that you are betraying humanity or turning your back or being selfish by jumping into your creative bag right now. We need that. 110%. So Spirit really wants me to emphasize that you are not suddenly a piece of shit because you sat in your living room floor and painted something to jazz music while you drink your tea or your wine or whatever, like you're not an asshole because you aren't out there on the streets protesting, and instead you are figuring out a way that you can like make a zine, right? You're making a magazine and you're compiling all of these pictures together, or, these posts that you see, or whatever. I don't know. It's not my thing, but, there's other gifts. There's other means and ways to make a change. There's other ways to push the boundary. There's other ways to resist. And so don't let anybody, especially on these social media apps, y'all, don't let anybody try to fucking gaslight you and be like, oh, you're a fucking bitch because you're resting, especially if you are a marginalized community yourselves, especially the Black community. Okay. The Black community, my Black LGBTQIAs, right? Especially Black trans women and men, right? Rest. Okay, so I definitely want to say that. Don't you let anybody make you feel fucking sorry for that shit. Yeah, but like I said, even for the white community, which I definitely think that y'all should be really out there cutting up right now. I do. But I also think that even so, there are other ways to help, but I do not mean being passive, and I do not mean monetizing. Okay. Fight the urge, okay, to make money off of other people's pain. Sorry, not sorry. Moving on. Okay, you guys. So, and I'm not going to be very popular for that, but that's what it is. I'm feeling like I want to get just the luminary cards here. I thought I was going to use these. I'm going to use these afterwards. But I told you, maybe I didn't, but this is going to be a very quick reading. I'm actually going to go watch my son play violin in a bit. So I don't have like all the time in the world to sit here and do this, but I wanted to make sure that I got it done this week because I typically post on Thursdays, but it didn't work out, man. I'm a mama. So we're just going to get these luminaries. These are super cool, by the way. They are sacred geometry cards. I love them. They're circles. They're little spheres, which I love even more. Very difficult to shuffle, very awkward, but very useful. So I just want to ask Spirit really quick. Let's move these here. Beautiful. And then I'm going to actually take this here. Here we go. So move this up a little bit more. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. And I just want to get, what does the collective need to know right now to help with these, the follow the spark, the create? What is something that we can kind of keep coming back to as an energetic truth? Oop, that came right out. Okay. I'll show the camera. Oh, maybe I won't. I don't know if this will focus enough. No, probably not. To me, immediately just looking at it, it's it's giving. So it's definitely a sacred flower, but more than it's like a sunflower, which is very Leo energy in and of itself, being in the sun. You know, let me share with you guys too. Part of the hoodoo tradition is to, you know, understand that the sun is actually female and the moon is actually masculine and as the father. And it makes a lot of sense actually. 2 on the clock right now, my timer. Yeah, the moon, or I'm sorry, the sun is actually very feminine because it's the joy, it's the warmth, it's the nourishment, right? It's the, you know, with a sunflower tracks the sun. It follows the sun. It's because the sun is so magnetic. It's so magnetizing. You're like pulled towards it. It's just so beautiful and so like, you need it, right? You need it in order to live, in order to thrive, in order to survive. Any living thing needs the sun, just like every living thing needs to be birthed into this world, right? And it's just, there's more to it. I'm not going to get super deep in, but, I thought that was really fascinating because I've always grown with the ideology or the understanding that the moon is feminine and the sun is masculine. And I'm actually kind of shifting my beliefs in that, quite a bit. So I'm really excited about that. But anyway, sunflowers literally have to follow the course of the sun. They have to be present. They have to be willing. They have to, like, in order to survive, they have to be willing to stand out, and raise their heads above, raise their heads above, right? Each other even. If so, you know, in order to be fed, right? It's a jungle out there. Anyway, I don't know why I'm even saying this, but I'm just saying. Let me get the card. I have to look at what it actually, unfolding 44. It's on page 44. That's vibes. Okay. Which is definitely a flower. It's that bloom, right? So 44 unfolding. This is what it says. Psych. Just kidding. Okay. Here we go. 44 unfolding. A vibration of the numbers 6 and 12. Okay. Something to consider. There is so much more within your crystalline core than you know yet. It is time for your unfolding. One small step at a time, it is all that it takes. The universal crystalline core births many aspects of the source. Each carries the divine image, yet each is unique, bringing gifts and abilities needed in an unfolding world. At the right time and in the right place, as you connect with different people and experiences, new possibilities that once lay dormant within you may now emerge. You are invited to join the wave of breathing out new forms and new possibilities as Together, humanity and divinity image new possibilities into being. Explore the unfolding as a newborn. See it, taste it, touch it, smell it, hear it, know it. A message from unfolding. My faceted core encourages you to unfold all that has been hidden within your fathomless inner space. It is time. You have held this in for so very long. My vibration supports and furthers your unfolding. Do not be afraid. What you reveal to the world is needed now. Many will embrace your gifts and value your wisdom. This is a new world, a new time. What has been before is no more. That's exactly what I was saying, y'all. Create, this follow the spark. Like, it is time. It's time to step out, stand out. It doesn't fucking matter if other people have some shit to say. Everybody's always going to have shit to say. Do it anyway. Question you might ask: how do I feel about unfolding what is within me? Take that seriously, especially since, like, coming back to the reason why we're doing this message today is the wrap party, right? So ask yourself, journal this as you set intention for February, as you set intention for the full moon in Leo this Sunday. How do I feel about unfolding what is within me? Applying unfolding to your life. Fold a piece of paper into sections. As you open the folded paper, in each section, write what you see or sense is unfolding from within you and the world around you. Are you consciously bringing these experiences into focus in your life? If you are, congratulate yourself for your courage. If you are not ready, be patient with yourself. Okay. And that's very much like giving, like, this process, right, that I'm talking about, this wrap party, really kind of like being intentional about taking stock, right? What have I done? What am I doing? Where am I going? How do I want to plug in? How do I want to drop out? Such and such, right? Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and get the medicine. We're almost at 30 minutes here and I really want to keep this short. So we're just going to get a few cards for our herbal medicine. These are herbs that you can work with in your magic, herbs that you can work with just as your overall and general health. I am very much an herb bitch. I love, love, love plant magic with my entire heart. Mwah, I love you. So let's take it in, babe. What do we need for February? What are we looking at for our herbs? What are we looking at for our health, our healing? What is going to make us stronger, give us more courage, give us more insight? Echinacea is destiny. Okay, that's not for nothing. Echinacea, destiny. Okay. Then we have, set this down. Cat's claw, purification. Yep. And even the black cat here, if you know me and you listened to me before, not to make it about me, but it is me talking here. This is but you know what? And that's a panther. That ain't even a black cat. That's not just any black cat. That's a black panther, boo, bitch. We're on that ass. Anyway, excuse me. This is the other 30. This is also 30. Echinacea, destiny is 30, as is follow the spark from this other deck, the Realest Oracle. So 30. Today is the 30th, 333000. Check it out, guys. Definitely something there. And then we have Coco, foresight. Another cat. This is a leopard or jaguar. Actually, it looks like. Okay. So we got echinacea, cocoa, and cat's claw. Those are the herbs that we want to be working with this month. February, maybe doing a cacao ceremony, but also respecting to indigenous roots and understanding what's a close practice and what's not. No appropriation. No, there will be no appropriation in this dancery. Okay. Echinacea, like I said, that's an easy one. I actually am growing echinacea. Cat's claw. I actually am not familiar with how to utilize cat's claw. I think you can ingest it. I'm not 100% sure, but the rest you can. So check that. But here we go. We're going to read echinacea first. What's the earliest? So we got cat's claw here. Oh, what I was going to say is black cats, right? Those are my guides. And so for me, even to get like a black cat, or whether it's a black panther or a black cat, it's still echinacea wants to come out first. So we're going to read that one. So upright is wheel of change, life cycles, destiny, bigger vision, fortune, and fate. Many Native American people consider echinacea to be a protective spirit medicine, and some of the root is often included in medicine pouches worn around the hip or neck. The Navajo consider echinacea to be a life medicine, one of the 40 ceremonial plants used for specific healing rituals. On the Great Plains, echinacea washes and poultices are favored to dress wounds, staunch infection, as they provide pain relief for sore or torn muscles. The seeds and roots of the variety known as pale purple cornflower were popularly used in a decoction to cure colds and flus, reduce fevers, soothe burns and boils, and treat arthritis and rheumatism. Okay, pause. Echinacea is giving, like, you know, when you're in the sun too long, right? Because we are talking about sun energy. We're talking about that, you know, Echinacea is giving, like rest from the sun, that balance, that cooling that you need when you're still out there in the sun, right? So making sure that, like, yeah, you're in the sun, but also the sun is capable of frying the shit out of you. So like making sure that you're taking precautions in a very literal sense, but also in an energetic, mental, emotional, and spiritual sense too. Okay. I skipped something. Many Native American tribes also called it snake root, as it was used as an anti-venom for rattlesnake bites. In sweat lodge ceremonies, the roots were chewed to assist in purification and adaptation and to ease pain. The plant was strewn across hot coals, to add to the steam, and was said to help participants withstand the heat. Yeah, exactly what I was saying. Yep. The Omaha Native American tribe would coat their hands in macerated echinacea root so that they could take hot food out of boiling pots without being burned by the heat. Mm-hmm. Exactly. To this day, echinacea is used prominently around the world and is proven effective in fighting infections and combating colds, flus, and upper respiratory infections. Echinacea primarily tackles the liver, the blood, and stimulation of the immune system of all which fall under Jupiter's rulership. Jupiter, and I think Jupiter's actually in retrograde right now, if I'm not mistaken. Jupiter herbs like echinacea have a powerful ability to prevent the damaging effects of stress on the organs, enabling deep protection on a multi-organ level. Guidance. The snake eating its tail, the Ouroboros, is the wheel of change, resembling the cycles of life and death. The sun and moon orbit and spin the wheel of change, representing our earthly domain. The echinacea sprouting in the center represents evolutionary consciousness, unbound by the confines of destiny. Mm-hmm. Like the wheel of fortune, this card may signal a twist of fate, a time where something in life shifts us and reorients us somewhere else. Echinacea has shown up in your cards today to remind you that the universe is always in motion and nothing is by accident. The key to see through the cycles of destiny is to remain centered and fluid, flowing with the course of life. Mm-hmm. The elusive judgments of good and bad only limits the vision of the great understanding. Step back and observe the great vision at play and be unbound by the passing influences. Okay. So I do feel like that's the one that I'm going to read. This video is getting a little long. So I'll write down the meanings of these ones underneath my YouTube, and then also underneath my, probably actually not my podcast. Sorry, y'all. You'll have to chime into my YouTube channel in order to check that out. It's Call Intuitive OC. Or actually, I think it's just Call Intuitive. I'll post it. I'll put everything you need to know will be in the show notes. But I am just going to read the guidance for Coco and, Cat's Claw. So, but I think that echinacea is the biggest one here. So Cat's Claw, purification, rewriting the story, connecting to heritage, belonging, worthiness, safety, connecting to your origins, DNA purification. The guidance for Cat's Claw is Cat's Claw powerfully protects our sacred essence, our blood, and our DNA. Like the Black Panther, it is regarded as one of the mighty protectors of the sacred ways of the forest. Cat's Claw is here today to help remove blockages, wounding, or trauma. Energetically, Cat's Claw clears ancestral trauma, deeply assisting our healing as we rewrite our story. Like the energy of Black Panther, it roams through darkness with courage and curiosity to assist us in accessing the hidden light of the truth. This is a reminder to take this time to befriend the silence of the dark void. Channel the gifts that your ancestors have provided. Heavy on that, you guys. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Know that your path is loved and supported by life. And then we have Coco, 36. Where are you, baby? Okay. Foresight. Supernatural powers, ability to see universal truth, genius, spiritual guidance, brilliance, integrity, and impeccability. The guidance. The mighty jaguar is the spirit animal to many great medicine people in the rainforest. It's not lost on me that we have 2 big cats here. Y'all better look into it. And it's Leo season. Bitch. Ooh, I ain't never lied, honey. Anyway, the jaguar has been regarded as one of the fierce protectors. Girl, I said this. No, I didn't. The jaguar has been regarded as one of the fierce protectors of the sacred and seen as a bridge to the upper worlds, the upper room, or messenger from the realms of spirit. Coco's lightning-like energy has appeared today, signaling the piercing clarity, foresight, and power you have available to you right now. Jaguar's spirit rewards you as you stay true to your integrity in moments where you could have easily given it away. Do not reject your innate gifts that you were born with. Cultivate them and do not shy away from their magnificent power. The power of Jaguar is that of the greatest shaman, able to assist in soul work and journeying to retrieve aspects of your power that have been forgotten or remained latent. Now, working with Cat's Claw is going to help understand Coco as well. Okay. These 2 things are going to work simultaneously together, which I think is also indicative of the Aurora Borealis here, where it's the snake biting its own tail. It's cyclical. So I think these 2 things are really going to give into each other, especially since they are both the jaguar and the Black Panther. Okay. So that is all that I am seeing. I will write down the medicinal meanings for the Coco and the Cat's Claw in my YouTube podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in to this reading. I hope that you are having a beautiful Friday, or whatever day that you're tuning in. And yeah, I will see you on my next one. Take care.